Sri Ganeshanama. There is no doubt that when life started, it was new, fresh, and vibrant. Like everything else, life also passes through many changes and grows old, static, and even self destructive. Many people raise you and cry against the dismal state of affairs in the world and want the life to be improved and the life to be made a better place to live in by injecting values in life. Such people just raise their heads but soon forget their need until another catastrophe. There is no steam in their sympathies and empathies. Life proper is spiritual. The true self is ever pure, ever luminous, ever free and immortal. We are in touch consciously, unconscious of our essential personality. I am a soul, an eternal, immortal being. Soul consciousness generates virtues in life. Little awareness of this truth in us will make the whole world heroic and fearless. Today, a new attitude of fearlessness must be cultivated. Life is not easy, nor is it cozy. The search for truth, goodness, beauty, and excellence is a heroic endeavor. It appeals only to those who are heroic and fearless. Let us remember what Shakespeare said. Cowards die many times in their lives, but the valiant taste death but once. We need that philosophy which roses the valor, that strength to inspire. In the great epic Mahabharata, once the king Sanjay, once the king Sanjay got defeated in a battle and turned weak-minded and depressed, his mother tried to inspire him with courage but could not succeed. Finally, she uttered a sentence, Mohratam Jwalantam Shreya Natu Dhumyatam Chiram, which means it is better to flame forth for one instant than to smoke away for ages, conveying a tremendous power that helped the king to rise in courage. Many of us have gifts of goodness and powers that have been given to us naturally. We must find out the human possibilities and our greatness, the capacities to attract people to people, the capacity to live and be loved are all spiritual qualities. The true religion is divine and spiritual, non-ethical and universal. It starts as a piece of clay, but once it goes to the potter's wheel, it gets smashed and molded and baked in the kiln. It is very painful, but the end product is very beautiful. We are all that beautiful piece of pottery, and we must be willing to undertake sincere efforts to get it. When we understand that process, our greatness will express itself. The obstacle to create a life of greatness is our limitation, limiting beliefs, fear, frameworks, apprehensions, illusions, hallucinations, and imaginations. There is something we need to let go of all these in order to achieve greatness. In this endeavor, the spirit versus the sword, the confrontation of Alexander, who conquered half the world, with the sage, who conquered himself, is a great story. When Emperor Alexander talked to the sage, he was very much impressed with his wisdom and invited him to Athens. But the sage politely declined. Alexander used all means of persuasion and pressure, but the sage did not agree. Then the emperor took out his sword and said that he would kill him if he did not agree. The sage burst into laughter. Alexander was amazed and asked him why he was laughing, and if he were not afraid of the sword. The sage said, kill me, O king, if you can, but remember, I am deathless. What you kill and destroy is not me, but my body. Remember, the spirit is the soul, is free, deathless and immortal. For the first time, this great emperor, who had humbled the powers of world, was humbled by a man who has no arms, has no ambition of defeating others, a man who is guided by loving pure soul, greatness and great creators. Hence, we must realize that we have an unbelievable capacity to go through challenges. Our humanness is so strong that we can hope for and accomplish anything in the world. We are all great artists. We have wonderful artistic abilities, which should find expression in all our endeavors. Every one of us, imprinted with the heroic touch of the immortal energy, should tell ourselves that this chaotic stage is the best period for us to live and contribute for the betterment of the world. We can put our ideas into it. We can create something more beautiful and perfect out of it. We do not want to live a life of stagnant isolation in a resurgent in some context. We must develop a positive mind. I have got this fine body, this education, the blessing of the Lord, and my brethren. I am knower of the truth, of all truth. Lord Himself. I must use these advantages to alleviate the sufferings of the people and put up with my own temporary inconveniences, if any, in the enlightenment of the world. Bernard Shaw has said, "This is the joy of life, to be used for a purpose which we consider mighty, to be force of nature, and not a clod of ailments and grievances, ever complaining that the world does not devote itself to making us happy. We must make a positive impact upon the human situation around us. That is the profile of the heroic life, which one must chisel out of the given life. I am hand in hand with the Lord, my supreme Father, for generating more life in life. Let me carve out myself in the image of the Lord. As a consequence, I became an instrument to usher in an era of peace and happiness. Our efforts are multiplied with the remembrance of the Lord, reminding ourselves very often that this is the most auspicious and opportune time to change. Let us transform and metamorphose ourselves for the larger interest of the world. We must put in the best efforts for quick results.